What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building. We got a special video. I was thinking about what we could do for the lead up of UFC 265. Obviously, 264 is really close, so I'm gonna just leave it to UFC 265. I thought about doing another fantasy predictions or maybe a top 5 threats, but instead I thought about doing a mid-year awards. That's actually gonna be kind of fun, top 5, and for today we got top 5 mid-year breakout fighter of the year, y'all. I like this a lot. I This was a hard list to make. I'm not happy with the guy who I who I put in number 1, but I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make his fans happy today. So it is what it is. But at number 5, I gotta put Kyler Phillips, man. The kid has been really good lately. I mean, his performance against Song Yadong got him into the rankings, kicked Song Yadong out the rankings. So, I mean, really good performance. He looks really sharp. I mean, I've been super impressed with him lately, and I know he's fought more, but I feel like he's breaking out this year. He has a fight with Rafael Assunção, so we're gonna see how well he does in there, and let's see if he can still be in the Breakout Fighter of the Year talks by the end of the year when I make my full, 2021, award show. But it is what it is. He's at number 5. At number 4, I got Tom Aspinall at heavyweight. This was a hard list for me to kind of make in terms of who I was going to put for the heavyweights. You had Chris Dalkos, and then you had Tom. I really was thinking about putting Chris in there, but just seeing how Alexei Oleinik lost his last fight, it is what it is. And you look at Tom's victory over Andre Arlovsky, and you see how Andre's still winning. I put Tom in there. He's been looking really impressive. He's been able to use his striking well. His grappling looks really good, and he looks like he's on top of things, and he looks like he's a legitimate contender. I don't know if he's gonna win a championship. He looks like a knockout waiting to happen. I don't like his defense. He looks like he got a lot of his his brethren Darren Till's defense, but in terms of that, offensively, he's really good, and I think he can beat some guys in the lower 15 and top 10, areas in the heavyweight division. But it is what it is. And at number 3, I gotta go with Morav Doublesville. He's been around for a minute, obviously, right? He has performance against Dodson. That was all right. I didn't feel like he broke out. I didn't feel like he was a legitimate threat in 2020. But in 2021, his performance against Cody Stamann, I mean, Cody got him down, right? Cody did some good stuff in there, but I mean, Morav looked amazing in there, and he really looks like, out of all the Georgian fighters, there are some people, Ilya Topuria, that I could, that might have some potential. He really looks like he can become something special out of those guys, and I feel like he can be a really good fighter. I don't know if he can be a champion, but I could see him making the top 5 one day. But he does have to go through Marlon Moraes, which I don't know if I'm still kind of iffy on that one. I don't know if he can really just destroy Marlon like that. But I mean, he's been looking really good lately, and I know I had to put him at number 3. And the performance against Cody Stamann, I mean, I've picked Morav for all his fights, but I've been kind of looking at him as like future fade material, and I mean, that performance against Cody told me a lot about him and his grit and his toughness. I was like, he impressed me in there, and I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe you're not Ricky Simone's son anymore. Maybe you have outgrown that nickname I've given him, and it is what it is. It doesn't matter. He still will be Ricky Simone's son, but it is what it is. And at number 2, I gotta go with that idiot Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland hasn't had a crazy performance in 2021. He only just had that fight with Jocko, right? And I think he had that fight with Brendan Allen, right? He's on a 3-fight winning streak, but I mean, his fan base has grown out of nowhere, so that's also a big part of being a breakout fighter of the year, is your fan base, and how much people are kind of pushing you. And he does have a fight night main event with Uriah Hall, so he has a real opportunity to kind of prove me right, Loki, putting him at number 2 or prove me right again, because I am picking Uriah Hall. So, you know, if Uriah Hall does KO him and, you know, takes him out of there. So, it is an interesting situation Sean Strickland is in. But at the end of the day, it's a good spot. You know, it's a good spot for him. He has a lot of fans. I don't know where they came from, but they think he has really championship level potential. But the guy, he's a good fighter, man. He really is I would say he's a high level fighter. I will give him that. He's a really good boxer, but he's been around the game for a minute. A lot of people don't realize that he's been around for a minute. But it is what it is. You know, he fought at welterweight. It didn't go too well, but at middleweight, he's kind of found his stride, and he's been looking really, really good. His boxing's looking really good. His pressure, his pace. I just think I think Uriah is gonna kind of shut all this Sean Strickland hype, and he's a good talker too. He talks a lot of mess, and people like that. You know, they like a guy that talks mess. So it is what it is. He is a good shit talker, but it is what it is. And at number one, this really hurts me to say this. And out of all the guys that I picked, and I don't like this motherfucker, I'm telling y'all one thing, but out of all the guys that had a really, really impressive performance and had a really crazy output of fans, I gotta go with Giga Chikadze. I don't like this mofo, but he has really been breaking out. I mean, the Cub Swanson finish really humbled me. I didn't think he was going to do that. I didn't think he had that in his ability. I thought maybe he could win a decision. I thought maybe he could do some things like that. But a knockout and a body shot, I mean, I was shocked. I was like, this doesn't make sense. This guy has never been a finisher, right? He doesn't have a lot of finishing ability. And for him to do that to a guy like Cub, I mean, Cub is also, we should have known Cub was going to lose that fight when we saw him with the hair. He had the full head of hair. If we saw Cub Swanson with the bald head, it would have been different, right? Because Cub went on his little bit 2-fight win streak against, what's his name, Kron Gracie and Pineda with the bald head. But, I mean, as much as I like to think about the mythical characters of MMA, if we look at the facts, Giga did beat Cub Swanson. And I'm not saying this makes him good necessarily. There's a lot of guys that have beaten Cub Swanson. The guy that's going to fight this week, Renato Moicano, beat Cub Swanson. His career has kind of went down since that victory over Cub, right? Obviously, he's still a good fighter. He has a lot of potential. He's still young. But, it is what it is. You look at Shane Burgos. I love Shane. But what has he done since he's beaten Cub, right? He beat Marcani, and then, he's lost to Emmett and Edson Barboza. There's a lot of guys, he's dealt with, right, that have beaten Cub, and they haven't necessarily gone to the greatest heights, right? We all look at Max Holloway. He beat Cub, and look what he's accomplished. Doesn't work that way for everyone. But for Giga and for his fans, I hope you're happy about this. Your boy looked good that day, and I felt like out of all the guys I put in the top 5, he looked the most impressive. Obviously there was a lot of guys I probably could have picked and I missed out, but I mean, it is what it is. But there are some honorable mentions I could probably mention, like a guy like Arnold Allen was another one I probably could have put in here. But he had a really good back and forth fight with Sadiq Youssef. It's more of a domination, but I just it is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do not forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. If you're new, subscribe. Go click the notification button. Like, comment, share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all and goodbye.